Today, we look at the heavy prices paid for ignoring the laws of physics. High stakes, heavy steel, and zero room for error. Stay sharp, stay focused. This is the edge of extreme logging. Let's dive in. One moment of overconfidence leads to a terminal error you can't undo. Crossing a bridge like this is a total system stress test. One wrong inch and gravity turns a mission into a terminal crash.
Banha aí, ó.
We all think it won't happen to us until the ground hits back. Don't pay the ultimate tuition fee for a moment of overconfidence.
Say a whole man. I'm gonna tell you this.
Whoa, watching that roof crush makes my heart sink. If the anchor doesn't move, the force has to go somewhere else. Usually, it's a total system crash for your bumper or cable.
Wow.
Watching that 7-foot tree come down with such a beauty view is mechanical poetry at its best. It turns a routine job into a clean slate for the eyes.
Most of the weight's on that side or not.
Guys, did you see it coming? When the core is gone, physics becomes unpredictable. One hollow spot can turn a routine cut into a terminal crash.
Hey! Yes, sir. Yeah, boy.
A modern sawmill is pure mechanical logic at its finest. The automation and precision create a total system win with zero waste.
All right. Get it. There. Watch out, let it go, back off. Yeah.
This tree was under tension, but proper maintenance would have saved the day like the handsaw did. The LX830D is pure mechanical logic on a slope. That leveling system is a total win against Oregon's toughest terrain. Watching the ALKO 6000 split through hardwood is mechanical poetry. It turns a back-breaking chore into a clean slate. Hitachi 350 with a CBI shear is pure mechanical logic at its peak. That much hydraulic power turns massive timber into a systematic win in seconds. It's certainly a tedious method for felling large numbers, but for individual fellings, it's fantastic. Watching the WC2300XL eat through timber is mechanical poetry. It turns a rugged forest into a clean slate of wood chips. That's why we always say, never trust a machine or a rotten tree further than you can throw it. This is why we need to check the structural limits before the mission. No shortcut is worth a terminal error that costs you everything. Handling that much weight takes iron discipline and zero ego. You can feel the tension in the steel, but a pro operator keeps it smooth and steady. Listening to that MS-880 scream through hardwood is mechanical poetry. It turns a century of growth into a clean slate in minutes. Our logger has a cold head and a calculated plan for every inch of this move. Watch him turn a terminal error situation into a systematic win.
Se cair no portão ali, mano. O que nós falou aqui agora, ó?
Falei, irmão.
Olha lá o cara pendurado.
Cara, não. Eu falei, ó. Eu falei.
Aí, gravou.
Handling a skidder in these conditions isn't just about grit, it's about iron discipline. One wrong tug and gravity takes over.
Tripping over my chainsaw.
Is it safe to work off of a ladder in the tree? Safer. Safe to work over your head?
Wow, this was a case of expert use of a ladder.
Here it comes.
I know what you're thinking. This looks like a one-way trip into the mud. But don't let the swamp fool you. There's a method to this madness. You can feel the earth shake, but a pro keeps it smooth and controlled. Mibor knows that a clean log is the foundation of a professional cut. His isn't just a machine, it's a masterclass in wood processing.
Nice. How was that? That was fine. Okay, heads up, space cut. Okay.
We've got it all figured out. But trust me, the only thing scarier than the terrain is the upcoming invoice.
And it's a begging. You don't watch this video because that's down. I'm just trying to get a flat spot, everybody. Thin down that one end. Okay, you're good.
This looks like a backyard disaster waiting to happen. But there's a method to the madness. Using the tire to change the angle of the pull is pure mechanical logic.
Oh, good, good, good. Woo! For the win!
There's a method to avoiding this, and it starts with respecting the weight. Trust me, the repair bill won't be the worst part.
So you got
It looks like someone should call the emergency services to fix the electricity, right? Volvo FM440 is pure mechanical logic in motion. Dragging a 9-axle setup up a grade like this is a systematic win against gravity. Taming the tree line with an LR S1602 takes iron discipline and a steady hand. It's not just about hacking away, it's a masterclass in clean execution. Watching this level of climbing skill is mechanical poetry in the canopy. It looks like madness to most people, but there's a method to every cut. You don't fight the road, you flow with it. One panic break and it's a terminal error. Our man leads with logic and makes sure he gets home whole to his family. Wow, it's a masterclass in making do with what you've got. Seeing that bar stuck while the trunk splits is a gut punch for any cutter. It's an expensive mistake, but admitting you screwed up is how we all stay sharp. Lifting these logs requires both patience and skill, folks. oddness, just a little bit more. Luckily, that woman was protected by good fortune. This is why load charts exist, folks. Trying to wing it with a crane is a recipe for disaster. Watching those outriggers lift off the ground is a nightmare every operator knows too well.
Whoa. And dead trees are the most dangerous.
Anyone else ever had their saw buried alive by a stump rebound? Let's hear your stuck saw horror stories in the comments.
Okay, it's okay. Riley, go now.
Learned something that day, he did. Hopefully he wasn't hurt too bad. Don't wrap the rope around your hand, find a tree. A 220-foot fir over a highway is basically a vertical skyscraper made of wood. Seeing that massive stem finally commit to the drop and clear the road, that's top-tier professional falling. Watching that 090G dog in and just refuse to bog down is pure mechanical art. The 797G is a beast too, but that steel is the king of the big wood era. This is real timber history right here. One bad cut and a routine trim turns into a total nightmare. Stay safe out there. It's a tragedy to lose a whole plantation to blight, but seeing the recovery process in action is fascinating. Who else has seen Diplodia wipe out a stand in their area? There's something incredibly satisfying about watching a skiff screw cone just eat through a massive log, but working in that position for too long will cause back pain, guys. If only we could find more operators with that kind of grit and focus like her. This Austrian storm salvage operation is a nightmare for most, but a daily job for these pros, using synchro cables to tame massive windfell trees before they snap back. Truly amazing skill on display. See the full hazardous process now. Bad cut, bad position, and a stubborn tree. That's a recipe for a rough day at the office. If you were, what's your move here? It's crazy how fast a normal drive turns into a life-changing disaster. Who else thinks we need stricter rules for heavy haulers after seeing these clips? Seeing that autonomous hydraulic headlock in and strip the trunk as the tractor pulls is pure mechanical efficiency. It's a simple, rugged solution that turns a standard skidder into a high-speed delimbing factory. The Rover WD-1400 is a masterclass in heavy-duty debarking. Seeing those cutters follow the natural taper of a 1,400 millimeter log while stripping the bark is pure mechanical satisfaction. Teak is already the king of timber, but opening a log and finding that kind of internal figure is like hitting the lottery.
Here we go. Starting to move. Yeah, you got a bork.
If you had to pick one for a 12-hour shift in the deep woods, which seat are you jumping into? The reliability of a John Deere, the brute force of a Tiger Cat, or the rugged simplicity of an LKT? Tiger Cat X822D is the ultimate balance of compact design and brutal power. It's built for the steepest ground and the toughest operators, truly the gold standard of feller bunchers. This is a brutal lesson in physics and cable tension. Has anyone else had a simple pull turn into an insurance nightmare? Let's hear your close call stories in the comments. The ZIL 131 is an absolute mountain goat. Seeing that 6x6 drive struggle and conquer the mud in the Carpathians with a massive load of timber is pure mechanical grit. I admire these professional loggers. Please stay safe.
Sono in stampa lì, olè. Cut that arm off.
Oh! Are you all right?
Has anyone ever experienced this moment before? A TAF 690 pulling 10 cubic meters through deep sludge is a masterpiece of torque. You can see the 4x4 system fighting for every inch of traction. The absolute mud-eating beast. This is exactly proof of overload.
Önünde zaten sen de tutmadı.
Trucking is a tough job. There are mountains, rocks, fields, slopes, hills, forests, animals, hay, and so on and so forth. The hardship never ends. Greetings to all the workers in this profession. Going down a muddy grade with a full load is a terrifying dance with gravity. You can see the driver fighting to keep the trailer from jackknifing as the mud tries to steal the steering.
It's moving. It's coming. God, come.
Look at that.
Look, we
Staying in there.
Wow, fallen trees in the snow are the most beautiful picture of logging. Watching the JBM wedge slice through seasoned hardwood like it's warm butter is incredibly satisfying. That's not just a log splitter, it's a mechanical guillotine. Those stuck trailer brakes are turning a tough climb into a total war of attrition. The V10 has the screaming horsepower, but fighting against dead weight and locked shoes is a different story. Have you ever seen a logging road deep in the forest like this before? Everything was perfect right up to the last minute. Wow, that's not easy. Driving with those monumentally long tree trunks, well done. Good thing he pushed that tree trunk over a bit, or it would have really caused some damage. Absolutely speechless. Did they genuinely believe that had a chance?
Chain snap.
Talk about a close call. That window never stood a chance once that chain let go. Tension like that is pure nightmare fuel.
Good thing we got another one.
I reckon that's close now.
Oh. Precision landing or what?
176 years old, 80 feet tall, a total monster. They tackled this giant, proving that teamwork makes the dream work. Pure skill, right tools, and zero room for error. That's how you do it in style. Dead wood is always a gamble, especially a brittle cherry tree. It takes serious precision to make a dangerous drop look this easy.
Yes! Yes! Oh, das ist so fertig.
The Husqvarna 572 XP, showing exactly why it's the first choice for pro fellers worldwide. Nothing beats the sound of Swedish engineering at peak RPM. Watching these guys battle a vertical alpine slope with a 1.5-kilometer skyline cable is pure adrenaline. My heart's in my throat just looking at that drop. Don't let the size fool you. Palm wood is a different beast. Watch this Juvel machine slice through timber like butter. Smooth, fast is the future of forest equipment.
Bobby! Miroslav Šulova.
Bobby a peršerón, štvoročný. Vidíte, má chuť, je tam.
Drž si hovor.
Ide! Hojta! Ide! Hojta! Ide! Vyzerať! A teraz... Tak musím povedať, vážení priatelia, že...
Sawing through this massive tulip poplar is no small feat. Look at the size of those slabs. It's not every day you get to see a tree this grand being processed. Taking down a monster with Swedish engineering at its best, is this the best all-around pro saw in 2026? Drop your thoughts below. Watching the raw lifting power of the Senebogen 95, meet the legendary bite of the Husqvarna 372 XP and the traction of the HSM 906. This isn't just logging, it's a high-stakes symphony of steel.
Я хочу увидеть, как она упадет, блин.
Wow, what a great job at getting the felling cut so level. I've never seen the domino technique, but it sure looks impressive. Nice one. This is why we should call in more professional tradesmen. I'm thinking how in the hell he's getting any kind of grip, then I saw the dozer. Godness.
Пойдем помаши хоть.
These Russian monsters don't care about roads. Just give them a load of logs and some mud to chew on. Is the Ural the greatest off-road truck ever built? Let's hear your vote.
Of the barber chair, and it's going to be 10-15 close up as the tree starts.
If you're standing in the wrong spot, there's no escaping that much raw kinetic energy. A perfect hinge, a flawless back cut, and zero guesswork. Mastery in motion. The tree falls exactly where intended. The machine operators who work in the mountains are excellent drivers. Well, at least he had his hearing protection on. That's an interesting way to get a new Jeep. It's a brutal tug of war where something has to give. Either the roots snap or the truck does. You can practically smell the chaos in the air. He must have had a terrible day. The exact same thing happens when I load 20 feet plus logs on my Kaiser 6x6 with the grapple behind the cab. It will have to back up all the way up the hill to keep going. When a massive stump refuses to budge, you bring in the heavy hitters. Thankfully, the driver's okay. A smooth peel starts with a perfect blade. Efficiency is the name of the game in the plywood business. Sometimes overloading isn't good for a trailer.
there. Give her.
One pull, two disasters. Should have called a pro, or at least watched a YouTube tutorial first. That's what it looks like when you don't force a chainsaw through the wood and let the chain do the work. Respect to the drivers who trust these vintage beasts to get the job done. This is logging in its rawest, most dangerous form.
Nhiều ít cũng phải cố gắng để cho hết. Vào bên kia để bốc một ít ở bên kia. Watch the Hypro 765 HB processor turn tough eucalyptus logs into clean timber in seconds. That high-speed delimbing and debarking action is pure mechanical art. Trailer traction is important. The tires have little tread. The power is low. Whoa, luckily he's safe.
That's what happens when you drive a weightless four-cylinder junker on that kind of surface. It was the pelvic thrust of victory for me.
Treba u blato. Ne fara, ajde još.
Fantastic job, right? I would have stuck on muddy road, but he did it. Even a legend has its limits. The Gaz 66 Shishiga is an off-road beast, but its high center of gravity doesn't forgive mistakes on steep inclines. When the bar is too short for the giant in front of you, skill takes over. This multi-stage sectioning technique is how pros conquer diameters that would stall a rookie.
Go on, but sometimes you just can't tell till it's over. Right on.
Go! Whoa, whoa!
Oh! You good? You alright?
Yep. I'm fine. Just landing on my own saw.
Dude!
Didn't even nick me. Look.
Honestly, he shouldn't be standing there. "70 meters in the air, and the only thing biting harder than the wind is his saw. Most people would freeze just looking up there, but he's out here dancing with gravity. Respect to the legends who climb this high. Nothing rings through the woods like the snap of an old-growth red cedar. When a giant like this hits the deck, the whole mountain feels it. High stakes logging at its finest. What exactly was the game plan here? Handling large diameter logs is a breeze when you have this much torque under your fingertips. It's not just a machine, it's a beast built to dominate the woodyard. Long and 80 centimeters thick sections of wood is child's play with his new black splitter cone splitter on the mini excavator.
Saw another, just another bigger one.
Dead and dying timber is a ticking time bomb for any forest. Removing them reduces the spread and gives the living trees a fighting chance. Cutting without a plan is a dangerous game. Good karma saved her, but don't try this at home. Respect the saw, respect the fall. What a badass piece of equipment. I would love to be driving that.
Fast.
Dangerous look, disastrous execution. This fail proves that cutting a tree near a structure requires more than just a saw. It requires a brain. One ignored the right-of-way, the other ignored the mirrors. Tell us in the comments who messed up. A master dozer operator knows exactly where to push to snap the lateral anchors. One clean move and the giant is down. This wasn't just a tree, it was a ticking time bomb. High stakes falling where one wrong move means the fire wins. Respect to the men who run toward the smoke. This guy is fantastic. I love the fact that he shows the entire process, not just good boards being spit out after everything is set up.
All of the boards that need edging, I assess.
Watching a K700 rip a stump out of the ground is pure therapy. That heavy-duty hitch, that massive torque, it makes the impossible look like a daily chore.
И дървото корал, ма и трактора корал. Чи въжето.
Calculated the fall? Yes. Checked for obstacles? Maybe. Forgot the car was parked there? Absolutely.
Oh, Jesus.
He read the terrain, felt the shift, and bailed out before the point of no return. Glad he walked away. It seems like the tree is really angry. Fighting the lean with a side cut. It's not just about the saw, it's about reading the hinge wood and tricking the gravity.
He's holding. Fucking money. Gotta love them scissor wheels, man. That fucker was laying.
CID disc mulcher turns a nightmare job into a walk in the park, perfect for site prep, land clearing, and fire breaks. Tired of digging? Use the tire, a classic hack to pull the deepest roots without wrecking the yard. It's all about the pivot point and the traction.
Hold on.
How the truck tires can withstand so much weight is impressive. Stood in front of the Ruama multi-rip lineup at Lumberjack today. When you need to turn raw logs into perfectly sized planks by the ton, this is the beast that delivers. Watching these rigs navigate narrow, slick ridges with massive loads is pure skill. You couldn't pay me enough to drive these lines. That's how the process of new tree formation takes place.
New tree.
listening to that blade whine. It's the sound of a century of sawdust. They don't build them like this anymore.
Wow.
Tree care in the north. Tough trees, tougher crews. From coastal windbreaks to urban greening, they keep Schleswig-Holstein standing tall.
Yeah. Oh, it's coming.
When the mud gets sticky and the slope gets vertical, that's where the boys are separated from the men. This isn't just work. This is a masterclass in skidder operation. The TL755D makes it look like a level floor. Watch the leveling system adjust in real time as the head bites into the cedar. Effortless, stable, the best in the business. Every fail you saw today is a lesson written in steel and soil. You don't master these beasts overnight. You earn it with every cut. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you on the next video.